Okay, welcome to our call tonight. It is about making promotions happen. And we're going to hear from several of our team members who are our special guests who made a big rank promotion in February. They're going to share a little insight with us as to how they got involved in Plexus, what they feel their biggest reason that they promoted last month was. I've asked them to share something outside of team support, because isn't that what we always say when it's like, how did you reach this promotion? Well, my team did it for me, or my team helped me, which is true. So we're just going to skip over that, and they're going to give the next biggest reason as to why they think February was their month for that promotion. We like I said, we know we wouldn't be where we are without our team. So we're just going to pretend like we understand that that is the underlying strongest reason of why everybody is where they are, because we know we cannot do this business alone. Melissa Martin is going to get us started. She's going to introduce our first guest. Melissa, are you on and ready to go?
I'm here and I'm ready. Yay. So I'm excited to introduce Adria Youngblood to the group. She promoted to Senior Ruby, which is huge. Like, that is such an exciting promotion, because, you know, you're one more promotion to Emerald. So, Adria, congratulations. Thanks for being on the call tonight. And if you could just tell us, who is your upline?
All right, hold on just a second. I got to unmute her. So totally forgot. Sorry. Okay, Adria, are you there?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me tonight. Well, my upline is Haley.
Okay.
So,
right.
yay.
So how did you get connected with Haley to be on her Plexus team?
Well, Haley and I are neighbors. We're actually in the same cul-de-sac with each other. And I was actually the first person she ever verbally told about Plexus, I guess. I was driving home from work one day, and don't fault me for doing this, but I saw her post on Facebook, which is the one that's, on the team page, which is more like, hey, I have something excited to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you yet. And so when I get home, I happened to see her in her driveway and was like, hey, what is going on? You have to tell me this, And that's how it started. I became a customer first, and then a month later, I was an ambassador.
Retail or preferred customer first?
I think I was preferred. I don't remember. Okay. I only did it for a month, so.
No. All right, and how long have you been an ambassador?
A little over 2.5 years now. I started in October of 2013.
Okay, cool. All right, and so what do you think was the big thing outside of your team, of course, that helped you get this promotion? Like, what really helped you achieve this rank?
Okay. Well, there were actually a lot of things that I changed probably at the beginning of this year. So, yeah, it's hard to pick one. But when I was thinking about it this week, I feel like there was one thing that stood out that really was the instigator for everything else that had happened. And that was belief in myself. I feel like I started out, with the company, really strong belief in the products, belief in the company, belief in, all the great ambassadors that I'd met along the way. So I never really had an issue with that. And it took a long time for me to really see that, the issue was with me. And it's just kind of like what, you've talked about before in leadership calls and things like that, is that negative self-talk that gets in your head. And, even though I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, I'm good about uplifting other people and encouraging other people, but I just have a harder time viewing myself that way. And at convention last year, there were, all the seminars were really great. I hope everybody's going to convention that's on this call. But it really started to come out for me then. But unfortunately, it just kind of has taken several months for me to, it's that 12-step program. First, admit you have a problem, but then you have to actually fix it, right? So I've really been trying to work on that the last few months. And then, I don't know, in January, I just decided this is it. I'm going to hit the ground running and no holds bar. And, I need to just kind of morph into the leader that I need to be for my team.
That's it. That is it right there. You just said it at the end, to become the leader that you need to be for your team.
Mm-hmm.
The belief in the products and the business, I think is huge in believing in yourself. But once you start believing in yourself, then I feel like you can come along and lead your team like you need to. So, and that's when maybe they start buying into you a little more, which in turn gives the credit to the team for helping you get to that next level. Just my opinion. Haley, what do you think?
No, absolutely agree. And that was what the title of the video was that I just showed, Belief in Yourself. And it talked about that. It talked about the negative self-talk. And I will tell y'all, something we actually discussed today on our senior leaders call is the people that I see so often talking about the negative, not putting a positive spin on it, are the ones whose businesses aren't building, whose teams are not growing. And maybe they don't intend to talk negatively, but it does reflect. It does subconsciously take over and make a whole different plan rather than the ones that are speaking positive. Guys, I've seen people have some horrendous setbacks this past month, like horrendous, or be this close to a promotion, and they use that and they turned it into something positive. And I guarantee you, they're going to come out so much better on the other side. But the people that are complaining about, the tiniest things, they just feel the need to complain about it and be negative about it to their team, to their upline, whatever. They're holding themselves back with that negative talk. So definitely agree with that. All right, thank you. Our next guest, let me make sure I have it, is Lisa Lynn. Lisa, are you there?
Uh-huh.
All right, Lisa turned Ruby in February. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And you see my roses in the back.
Beautiful.
My team gave them to me tonight.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We had dinner together, so it was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
that's so nice. All right, and then who is your upline?
Jennifer Davis Whitmire.
All right.
Jennifer and I worked together about 10 years ago, and I hadn't really seen her in, probably 8 of those years. But this was June of 14, and I had only seen 1 or 2 other posts the entire time about plexus. So when hers came across, what caught my attention was she had her blue jeans on top of each other, and they were, quite a difference in size. And so I immediately texted her and said, tell me about this. And she was at the beach. She was newly married, 3 children, and he had 3 children. So I was the last person she wanted to talk to at the moment. But she did answer some questions for me, so I jumped right in. I didn't hesitate.
Awesome. And so how long have you been a Plexus ambassador?
Since June of 14.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then what do you think was the one thing that really pushed you to Ruby in February outside of your team support?
I know the main thing, I can tell you, it was huge for us. Pam Carson and I, my goal and I were on the monkey math call. And if that call was fabulous, Melissa and Haley, that y'all did. And I'm not a detailed person at all. I see the big picture, and I love to get out and meet people face to face and talk to them. But sitting down and actually doing the math on what it took, it just hadn't crossed my mind to do that, really. So when y'all explained that, Pam and I were so excited we got on the call that night, and we started strategizing how to do that. So we had a Zoom call immediately with one team, and then I got on the phone with several others, and one of my girls immediately, it clicked. This is what I have to do to get to gold. And she went after it. And she ended the month in January with 45, and then she ended up with 110 points. But then the next thing, that math kind of got me into studying the back office, which I usually just would go down towards the end and go, yeah, okay, got it, and go on. But this time I clicked on each name, and I studied or I didn't study it, but I looked at their order history. And then if it was a white line, I just kind of looked to see how long they'd been out of the loop. And I just took notes. I made them into teams, took notes. And then I just sort of watched it, kind of every few days, watched to see if there was any big change. The first day of auto shipments, I had a big jump. I was kind of thinking that's not going to happen this month. I was at 328 on Thursday. And Friday, I was at 450.
Wow.
I about had the big heart attack right on the spot then. It was just like, okay, this is it. I'm not even going to get to make it to 500. I'm gone. But so then I realized that I needed to go back through my list again. And I went through the entire investor list. And I found glitches. And so people that thought their order was going to go through because their back order was on, it said entered. And it didn't say paid. It didn't say complete. So I knew I started calling them or getting in touch with them to see if they, if they had had any notification that they had a problem. And they said no. Several said no. One said yes. Well, as soon as that one said yes, I got on the phone and called customer service Friday. And it took hours, hours me talking to them, but they were wonderful. We called 8 people, and several, 2 or 3 of those 8 didn't realize their credit card had expired. So we got that taken care of, and then they left messages for the others. And so that was huge, because then that made me look for the rest of the names. And as soon as I saw entered, I got on the phone either with their sponsor or text. And we got those issues cleared as much as we could. And several of them, they meant for it to, they didn't care that it wasn't coming out. But most of the ones, like, no, I didn't know. So anyway, I thought that was, that just helped me. The monkey math helped me so much. And I know the team finally, they got it. And
Awesome.
of course, they were waiting on their leader to get it. So once the leader got it, they got it. So
Yes.
we appreciate that very much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for being on there. Thank you for that. Yeah, guys, I can't express how important that monkey math is. And I have people come to me all the time and they're like, I'm going to be gold this month. And they'll have like 4 ambassadors. I'm like, okay, let's sit down and do your math and let's figure out what exactly you need and what your team's going to bring. And then when they start really looking at the numbers, they realize what they have to do and what it's going to take. And that is what is eye-opening for so many people. And then, like you said, to actively work, to actively get on the phone. When I have people reach out to me and they're like, okay, I'm going to be 25 points away from Ruby or Senior Gold, what should I do? That is my number one go-to answer. Get on the phone. Call those people. Call the people that their AQ's not working. There's some kind of issue. They have a credit card issue. They're at 70 PV. Maybe they don't realize that, whatever it may be. That is definitely to get on the phone. Melissa, do you have anything you want to add?
Oh my God, I just have to commend Lisa on actually picking up the phone and calling customer service herself and taking care of it. It's your business, guys. It is your business. You bought a business for $34.95. If something is not going the way you think it should, then get on the phone and take care of it. Love it. Everything about that I loved. I'm so glad you used the monkey math. Like, I'm so proud. I'm so excited. I'm like, yes. Yay, Lisa, I'm so proud of you.
Yes, great. Great job.
All right. Oh, I'm next. All right. Sorry. I'm just so excited in the moment. I forgot that I'm helping.
That was a great answer.
All right. So next up is Cindy Massey, and she promoted to Senior Gold. And that, I love promotions. It's so exciting. So Cindy, unmuted.
Oh, sorry. I'm falling down on the job too.
Get rid of us.
I know, right? Kick us off. Okay. Let me find her. Cindy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. There you go, Melissa.
Cindy, I'm so excited to have you on because, the first time I met you was in Florida in like October or November. So super excited for your promotion. Who is your upline?
Brittany Kephart, my daughter.
Okay, yeah, I knew that was who it was. And, so how did you get on her Plexus team? Did she threaten you or was it a...
No, actually, she just told me that God had kind of told, put it in her spirit that something was special about Plexus. And so when I, saw what the products did for her, she was kind of a crabby little thing, she got, and she was just really worn out all the time. And then when she started Plexus, I saw the amazing energy that she got, and her whole attitude just changed. And I was like, okay, I'm on board. So I just joined for the $34.95 as an ambassador, and the rest is history. It's been 1 year. One year.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
1 year. All right, so aside from your team support, what do you think was the one thing that helped you get this promotion last month?
Well, this might not be what people want to hear, but I truly believe in the last couple of months that I learned to practice what I preach. It's easy for us to sit around and say that we put God first and that we put our family second and then our business, but I was just so unbalanced. I was giving God and my husband the tidbits of my time. They weren't getting very much. And it seemed like, I just wasn't getting it all. But the last couple of months, I have really, I've been having the layers peeled within me, and I have really been becoming a better person. And the first thing I do is I go and I have my time with God, and I pray for my team, and that God would bless someone with something that I could help them with Plexus. I pray for my customers. It just seems like that it puts things in better perspective, and you go out and you, it's not like you're selling something, that you go out because you truly care about people. And I think that made the difference. And with me driving a truck, it kind of makes it hard sometimes for, me to like have meetings and things. But when I see that we're coming in, I get on the phone and I set some dinner dates and some lunch dates, and it really seems like that it's working. I'm getting some ambassadors now. And that was another thing about the practicing what I preach. I was telling my team about getting the 3 ambassadors and then training and getting them with the 3, but I wasn't going out and getting my 3. So I've really been focusing on that and trying to build my level 1s. And we've started this new thing of it's like an affirmation group, and if God puts something on our hearts, that we put it on there, and so we can go back and listen to the affirmations, and that helps. It helps to build our confidence, and I think that that's been a big thing. Other than that, I just I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just go by the 5-3-1, and I put it all in my calendar and try to follow that. And let's see what else.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think like the affirmations, that helps build the belief, like Adria said, the praying for your team, your customers, and for people to come into your life, into your path. That's a hard one, because you ask for people to come into your path, and sometimes you're like, I don't want to talk to that person, but you ask for them, so you need to share. So, I mean, those are good, but I love the doing what you want your team to do. I think that's so important. Your team follows the leader, and if you're not bringing people on, then you're not on Zoom calls, you're not reading the books or those things. How do you expect your team to do it? So I think that is huge in growing your team and getting your team to buy in. They need to see that you still actively work your business, and that you're not just waiting for them to do all the work.
Right. And I think the follow-up has been huge for me too.
Oh, definitely follow-up is
yes.
Fortune really is in the follow-up. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations. Haley,
thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'll have to say the affirmations are huge, guys. If you haven't watched or read The Secret, and you haven't really, I know when I first watched it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so corny. I can't believe this stuff. But when you really change to a positive mindset, when you really change your whole outlook on things and the way you speak about things, it does make a difference in your life. It does make a difference. And it becomes like a habit. Once you start thinking positive, it becomes a habit over the thinking negative. And you can take a situation and make it positive if you've already learned how to do that. And it is a skill you have to learn. I mean, you can go either way. Just like the Les Brown video said before this, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so, right? I mean, you can take any instance and make it good or make it bad, no matter what it is. So totally agree with that. And then as far as having your team members do what you do, guys, I have a senior leaders call, which is for my Ruby and above, and we have it on Thursday mornings. We had one this morning, and I promise you, every single one, I hold them accountable, just like they do their team. And every single one of them that's growing and doing recruited at least 4 personally sponsored ambassadors last month. So that goes to show you that they're still working their business, and they're going above the 3, the silver. They're working harder, and they're showing their team that they can still do it, and that they're able to get out there. And that's the example that their team needs to see. So thank you so much for that, Cindy. Now I want to talk, we have 3 guests who promoted to gold, because guys, we had so many gold promotions last month, like crazy good. Like I was joking, and I think I said to Melissa, if there was a gold star trip, I would be on it, because we had so many golds last month, which I love, because gold is such a turning point. And, that's when who's really in this business, because we all know it's easy to go out and get 3 friends or family members to join you. Anybody can do that. Anybody can. If you haven't done that, I promise you that you can if you really put forth the effort. But to get to gold, it takes effort and it takes work and it takes some type of leadership to get yourself there. So super proud of all the gold promotions. And then tonight we're going to hear from 3 of those ladies. And first we're going to hear, let me go unmute before I start talking. Okay, first we're going to hear from Nikki Marshall. Nikki, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the call.
Thank you.
And who is your upline?
My direct upline is Carrie Estes, but I work very closely with Robin Young.
Oh, awesome.
So she helps me out a lot, yeah.
Okay. And then how did you come about to have your own Plexus business or to join the Plexus as an ambassador?
Well, I actually started several months before I decided to join. I was taking the products from a friend of mine that's actually a family member, and I kind of had stopped taking it a little bit because of some financial reasons and things. And when I went, of course, I missed my Plexus, I missed my products. So when I decided to join, I had been seeing Robin post and things, but, I figured the loyalty kind of lies with family. So I was going to go, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. She wasn't posting. She wasn't actively, working her business. And I, kind of, not only did I want to get back on my products, but I wanted to, build a business. I mean, I had seen Robin post, I had saw Carrie post, I had been seeing so many people posting. And, truthfully, I went with the team and the person that I thought, would really, get me to where I wanted to be. I mean, if you're going to work a business, I hear Sonia and you guys say it all the time, if you're not working your business actively, then they're going to go elsewhere, to somebody else. And so there was no hard feelings. She's not upset. She actually is not even an ambassador anymore. So thank goodness that I went with Robin and them. And and Robin and Carrie and I went to high school together. So I've known Robin for a very long time.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. And how long have you been a Plexus ambassador?
I joined it. I just celebrated my year in January.
Oh, yay. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And what do you think was the one big thing outside of your team support that really pushed you to gold in February?
Well, it's kind of funny that I'm following Cindy and what Melissa was saying, because basically my one thing, and I wrote it down, guys, because I'm a talker and I know my Southern accent, I'm sure, is coming out like crazy mad on this thing, but it's basically leading by example. I feel like if I'm going to, ask my team to get on trainings and go to meetings and host sip and sees, or believe in the products and recruit people, then I'm going to work even harder than I expect them to work. Because I want them to see that I'm doing exactly, what I'm asking them to do. And so basically just being consistent with my products itself. I've had an awesome, I feel like anyway, a very awesome personal testimony, health-wise and weight-wise and things like that. So just posting consistently, staying consistently, working my business, recruiting level ones. Like you said, recruiting every month. I mean, I can't just sit back in my chair and, have a, good old time while my team is, adding people. I need to continuously add level ones and, attend the Zoom trainings and meetings and following what you guys are telling me, and listening to what you're saying, because why reinvent the wheel, when you guys are telling us what to do, I'm actually going to do that. I've hosted a couple of opportunity meetings. I've been proud of myself over the past couple of years, and I actually have one on Monday night with Shelly Michael. I'm going to go help her here in our hometown. She's coming to visit, so she just turned gold, and so we're having a meeting on Monday night here. So just continuously, growing as a leader, not sitting back, letting my team do all the work. And, I should have been gold, several times, and I could have given up. I could have, I was like within 10 points, 15 points away, and I'd be like, oh man, and I would do everything of the calls and the begging and the plea, and this, but I thought, what, it's in God's timing. It happened. My team worked hard, and just staying, leading and working hard. Basically, you know, that's it. I mean, just being a good leader.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. I love that you say it's in God's timing, because I totally believe it's always in God's timing, but you have to work for it. He's not going to hand it to you.
Right.
He's not going to say, okay, I think that you should be gold next February 2016.
No.
You have to actively work for things. We know how that is. You know, faith without works is dead. So thank you so much for that, Nikki. And I just want to kind of point out what she said is, you know, she had actually had contact with another Plexus ambassador and chose to sign up with someone else. And I see this all the time. And the first time it happens to somebody, it is like they get their arm cut off. They are devastated. I mean, it is horrible. It happens to everybody. And it will probably happen to everybody 2, 3, 4 times. And I tell people, I'm like, here's the thing. Don't get upset if somebody doesn't choose to go with you. There's a reason they chose to go with that other person. And just like you say, God's timing is perfect in promotions. God has a hand in who he puts where. Because there have been times people have been taken from me. I say taken from me, but, you know, have chosen to go with somebody else. And then it ends up being a blessing. Or, you know, they turn into a total nightmare. And I'm like, oh, good. I can't believe I wanted to work with them. You know, that's not the way it's going to be. But then also realize that maybe you're not providing something, just like, you know, your family member wasn't providing something that you wanted if you were going to really work this business. So I tell people, I'm like, take a step back and realize maybe you're lacking in what you're doing. Maybe you're not the example if somebody really wants to work this business. So thank you for pointing that out. Melissa, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I think it's commendable that you even researched who to join with. I'm thankful for where I am in this journey. However, I did not know to do that. And if I would have known to do that, I maybe would have fast-tracked a little quicker. So good for you. And I love that you said you were working. That is my favorite part. You have to work. I mean, if you're going to make the money that Plexus pays you, and they really do pay you what they say, guys, you have to work. I mean, it's just the reality. So, all right, next up is Faith James, and she promoted to gold, and I'm so excited for her. So, Faith, are you on?
Hold on. Sorry. I get so wrapped up in the excitement, I forget to meet people.
I forget I'm supposed to be helping host this thing. I'm like, okay. All right, Faith, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, gorgeous.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. All right, so who is your upline?
Katie Bryson. I love her.
I know. Everybody loves Katie. All right, so how did you come to be on her Plexus team?
We went to high school together. She made me angry with her Plexus and pregnant posts. I got offended. So I started asking her questions to debunk her and got suckered in. And now I'm here.
You're the best kind, the ones that are skeptical. When did you join? How long have you been an ambassador?
10 months. So April 25th of 2015.
Awesome. All right. And so outside of your team, what do you think is the one big thing that got you to this promotion?
Committing to be consistent in everything. Like that includes listening to Katie, because I'm a woman. My listening skills suck sometimes. Excuse my language. Committing to be consistent to where if people don't see me posting, how do they know I'm still doing this? You know? And really committing to helping my downline get their goals, like giving them the vision, helping them catch fire, and then making sure they're getting where they need to be, because that makes me get to where I want to be. So just commitment to consistency and helping others get what they want.
That you've heard me say so many times, you know, one of my favorite quotes is, if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. And it's so true. Like if it becomes about who you're helping, you almost lose sight of where you are, but you just get there. Like it's just a cool thing. And you're watching other people succeed, which is so incredible. I love that you said you were listening to Katie and your uplines and stuff. That's a part of being coachable.
Yes.
You know, anybody on this call that is struggling with getting to where you're supposed to be and you feel like you're doing everything right, I encourage you to take a step back and see if you are actually coachable.
And she had to be tough on me a few times. Like there was a few times where she said, either you start responding and do what I'm telling you to do, not in those words, but, or I'm going to have to move on. And I'm like, no, I want this. But at times the balance was just off, and I just had to kick myself and be like, just do it. So, and I love it, but you can't live off this high all the time. You just got to do it consistently through the work, and the good times will roll. But does that make sense?
I say all the time, this is like a roller coaster. I mean, you have your lows, you have your highs, and your highs have to be enough to carry you through the lows, and you have to be committed to the process enough. And just like Haley always says, I'm going to take your line, Haley. Take a breath, not a break. You know what I mean? Like, don't stop now. Just keep on doing what you're doing, and continue to be coachable, because that, I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you listen to somebody that's having the success that you want?
Mm-hmm.
Haley?
Yes, absolutely. No, absolutely agree. I think it's so important. And then, you know, it is important when you get to that certain rank to take a breath and not a break. I see so many people are like, oh, I've reached gold. Okay, whew, because I'm not going to promote for the next 3, 4, 6, 8 months. So I'm just going to chill and watch it all roll by. So if you want to keep that momentum going, you know, it's so very important to continue that. But then being coachable, guys, I cannot tell you how important that is and how many people lack that and don't realize that they lack that. I have so many people that think I'm a great leader. My team is doing great. I'm, you know, doing everything right. And yet they're stalled or they're not growing. And they just think, oh, you know, I just don't have the right people, or it's not the right timing for me, when it's they're not being coachable. You know, there's always an underlying issue. When I do my small groups, when I reach out to people, there's always an underlying issue. And usually after enough research, you can figure it out. So if you feel, anybody on this call, if you feel like you're stalled, if you feel like you should be further along than you are, then I encourage you to reach out to your upline. And like Faith said, let them give you a little bit of tough love. Let them tell you like it is and take it in and be like, okay, am I serious and I'm going to take this and run with it? Or am I just going to sit back and continue on the same pace that I am and, you know, keep complaining or just be content with where things are now? So thank you so much, Faith, for sharing that. Okay, our next and final guest this evening is Tracy Coe. Tracy turned gold also. Congratulations, Tracy.
Thank you.
All right, so let's ask you, who is your upline?
My direct upline is Pam Biddle.
All right, and then how did you come to be on Pam's Plexus team?
Okay, we are all from Alabama. Sonia's team. Pam and I have been friends for about 28 years. Our kiddos went to school together, so I had secretly been seeing all of my friends post about Plexus. So I was skeptical, started researching, stalking, and the Black Friday in 2014, Pam called and she said, okay, quit watching, sign up. So I jumped in without even trying the product, and I have loved it ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. So you started Black Friday 2014. So it's been about, 14 months. I was going to say 1.5 years. I'm really bad at math. So thanks for saving me from that. The 14 months. And then, so what do you think was that big thing that really pushed you last month to become a Gold Ambassador?
Oh, goodness. Following all the other testimonies, which are wonderful. I have to say mine is just a little bit different. I had been consistent in posting, consistent on Zooms. And I had gotten myself in several challenge groups, and trying to maintain a team and all of the challenge groups, I kind of got myself overwhelmed, and I felt like my team was kind of falling behind, and I was kind of leaving them out. So I had to just kind of step back a little bit, because literally for months and months I have been so close to gold. And I thought, what am I doing? What do I need to do different? So I had to just step back. I started really digging into personal development books. I've actually gone back and reread notes from our Zooms. The one that stood out to me was Law of the Lid. I had to just step back and figure out how to be a better leader for my team. And honestly, it's been the best thing, because we can be an encouragement to our team, but if we're getting discouraged with our team, then we're kind of falling behind and not helping them. Instead of getting discouraged, we need to just dig in and give them 100%. So, you know, mine is kind of a little different from everybody else's. You know, consistency is key, but I had to do personal development to get where I was in February. And honestly, I could not have done that without my team. I couldn't have done it without Tracy Rogers and my daughter, Lauren Webster. You know, they really dug into me that month, last month, and just poured into me. And I needed that. I needed them to pull me out and show me what I needed to do. So, you know, personal development for me was what I needed.
Oh,
And I think that's what really helped.
all right. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I think it's so important. I mean, we all get discouraged no matter what rank you are, or no matter what rank you're trying to achieve. There's always some form of discouragement in your Plexus business. And honestly, the people that don't let it get to them or learn, you know, to overcome that, or have the tools and the skills, the people to help them overcome that, are the ones that become successful. The ones that just wallow in that discouragement. That's what I was talking about earlier. If you read The Secret and you start retraining your brain to think positive and to visualize positive, it makes a huge difference in your life and where you're going in your business. I want to just really quickly share with everybody. I know you were paying attention, but here are the words that everybody used when we asked them what they thought made a difference, okay? Belief, positivity, affirmation, passion, actively working, leading by example, being consistent, commitment, helping others, and monkey math. Guys, all those are very, very important. Monkey math is going to be your tool that gets you there. Everything else is going to be what maintains you and what helps you work for that. But if you haven't sat down and done your monkey math for the month to figure out where you want to end and what you want to have point wise, whether it's a promotion or a milestone month, I highly, highly encourage you to do this. If you haven't done it and you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a YouTube video training on my team page. It's Milestone Months and Monkey Math. Or get with your upline. It's really, really easy to do. But if you don't have this tool to set your goals, I mean, so many times people come to me with their goals and I'm like, okay, this is what you need. And they're like, wait, I don't know if I can do that. Well, you have already committed to that. So let's get these goals together. Let's get these numbers going and see how to achieve that. But I mean, everything that was mentioned by these people, we mention all the time in our trainings. It's things you have to be successful in this business. So I highly, highly encourage you to, to take this under advisement. If you're not where you want to be, start implementing these things that everybody shared. Start really working on yourself. Like Tracy said, start doing your personal growth. I mean, it's very important to build your business, but if you really lack at personal growth, that's just as important. I always tell people, I'm like, you need to build your business because you can work on personal growth all day long. If you don't have anybody to lead, you're not anywhere. But, you know, maybe it needs to be a 50-50 in certain circumstances. Maybe you need to work on yourself as much as you're building your business. So, Melissa, do you have anything you want to add there?
Gosh, I could do a whole training call on what was said tonight. Like, there was so many good things. I think the thing that I really want to talk about, though, Faith said how Faith James talked about being coachable and how Katie, and we know Katie's an awesome leader, and Katie would go to her, and Faith didn't necessarily want to, and Faith, I'm not picking on you, I love you, girl, but she didn't necessarily want to do what Katie was suggesting at the time. And you know, you talked about being coachable. Guys, even if you're successful, you need to be coachable. I definitely go to Haley often and say, this is where I'm at, what do I need to do? And if she's not tough enough with me, which if you can believe that, sometimes she's not, I'm like, no, give it to me straight. Like, I need to know, like, what can I improve on? You need to be able to do that, and you need to be able to accept that, and you need to be willing to do what it takes to change it. And so, you know, Katie poured into Faith, and it took Katie saying, hey, look, I'm willing to match your efforts, but if you're not going to give me back, then I need to move on. Mm-hmm. And that is what you have to do. You cannot drag people that don't want it. And it's just like, I love the whole thing, because I have also had the conversation, hey, I want to work with you, but obviously you're not there yet. And when you're ready, let's work together. But now I need to move on to somebody else that really wants this. And that's when somebody's like, whoa, no, I don't leave me. I want to work with you too. So, you can't make people want it. You have something that will change lives. And if people aren't ready to buy into that yet, then there are other people that are until those people get ready. So be coachable, believe in yourself, believe in the products, the business, all that. It was so good. This was awesome. And congratulations to everybody that promoted.
Yes, congratulations to everybody. And, if I could give everybody one takeaway, other than how important it is to be coachable, it's the being positive all the time. Don't let the petty stuff get to you. I cannot tell you how many messages I get every single day, negative little petty stuff that isn't even worth typing out. And I don't say that to hurt anybody's feelings. And maybe it is, you feel it is very important to you, but oftentimes it's stuff that people shouldn't even be wasting their time on. Bless and release and go about your business and only focus on that positivity. And, just really, really put yourself out there. Make the effort. I would challenge each and every one of you for the next day, for the next 3 days, for the next week. Turn every situation into a positive one, no matter what it is, and see if your life does not change. Honestly, I used to be in that rut. I was in that rut before Plexus. I was unhappy. I was fat. I was tired. I was always eating and sitting on the couch. I was not happy with where I was. I just was at that point in my life. So of course I didn't want to be positive. I wanted to be negative, and I wanted everybody to be miserable with me, right? Because misery loves company. But once I started the products and I felt better, and I started, feeling better, then I wanted everybody else to feel better. And then I started doing a little self-development a year or so in, and I realized I could change my thinking. I could change my life and my situation. I can make it positive. No matter what happened, it could be positive. And if it wasn't positive, then, oh well, live and learn, move on. That's all it takes. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to continue on it. The people that just won't let things go, don't be that person. Be positive. Do it. Like I said, if you're a negative Nelly, try it for one day, because I know it's going to be hard. And then if you're not, do it for a week. Just try it for a week. Everything that happens to you, find a positive. And I promise you, your life will change. Your business will change. Your outlook will change. And it will be remarkable what happens. Melissa, anything else?
I just want to plug The Secret too, because guys, I watched The Secret and I was like, what is this hocus pocus stuff? But we did it. I challenged my whole family to do it for 30 days. Let's just change our way of thinking. God, it's incredible. I actually today had a meeting and I did not want to have to walk far, and I envisioned my parking spot right at the front. And this is even better. I had to envision me being able to parallel park very good too, and I did. So, it's all about this. Watch it. It's on YouTube. It's free. Watch it. It's really cool.
That is so funny, because when I tell people about The Secret, I'm like, now I get the most awesome parking spots. And until you watch it, you won't understand. So you'll have to watch it to figure that out, about how it helps your parking spots. But seriously, it works.
It really does.
All right. Thank you all so much for being on. And again, congratulations. Congratulations to everybody that promoted, even though you weren't a guest speaker or spotlighted on this call. We love and appreciate each and every one of you, and we know you all worked hard. Thank you for those that took time out of your night to come and listen. And I will see everybody, Melissa and I will see everybody next week, if not before. Good night.
Bye, everybody.